Yo, what's good? This is MeLo-X, the God, Malcolm Ella Mustafa X. I got so many names, it ain't a game. And I'm chilling here, yo. Beautiful weather, beautiful people, all those grandmas over there. I don't know if you can see them. Sexiest women alive. And I'm chilling here with GermanRhymes.de. Peace.
Okay, ja, hi, hier ist Tom von GermanRhymes.de. Heute sitze ich hier mit MeLo-X. How you doing, my man? How are you?
I'm good, chilling, enjoying the weather.
The weather.
And the women.
The women, especially, I guess. So, I heard you've been a long time here now for a couple days, since Bread and Butter. Yes. So, how's your stay so far?
It's been good, yo. The people of Berlin have been treating me very well. Just being here kind of demolished all the thoughts I've had over here, you know. A lot of stereotypes from the U.S. We always see like old vintage footage, black and white, and it's all crunchy and like messed up. And you come here and it's amazing. The food is amazing. Everything is amazing here. So it's really one of the best cities I've been to, actually.
So, were you scared kind of when you came here, or not that far?
Not even. It was more of like an exploration. Like I was just ready for whatever new things would happen, but I didn't think it would be like as great as it has been.
So, what did you see so far?
We saw a lot of women. Nah, but we saw just like I guess the area that we live in is very different than where I'm from in Brooklyn. And out here is just like graffiti everywhere. Like every building has graffiti. That's kind of cool to see. Other than that, I mean, just the people really and the clubs. We went to Berkheim.
How was that? Because, like,
for one, we were on the line for like 30 minutes. We finally got in, and it was just like crazy, like just all night. And then it was a portion of the night they opened up the shades, and all the light came in, and everybody was like wilding out. So that was a cool experience.
So it wasn't a vampire-like, and they all disappeared.
Yes, exactly.
Well, what is the greatest experience from your trip so far?
The women, man. You know, the beautiful ladies. But I think I'm getting tricked because it was Fashion Week, Bread and Butter, so a lot of women from different places were here. But and the weather too. I always would think it was like cold year round, but it's been nice. Look, the sun is coming up while I'm talking. You know.
So you played at Bread and Butter, you said, and how was it? How does a hookup? How does it happen? Did you play here at Bread and Butter?
Well, our homeboy Joey hit us up. He's been, I guess, just following my music for a while, and he saw a video I did, a Maxwell remix, like I did a live beat, and I guess that just like made him want to bring me out so I could perform here, and he hooked up the flight and everything, and that's how I went down. Shouts to Joey.
So talking about Bread and Butter and fashion, how's your relation to fashion? Because in your videos and you always look like well dressed, and how's that?
Well, I mean, I've just I guess my more style is very expressive of where I'm at the moment. You know, when a few years ago when I was a DJ and I was, you know, because I've always been an artist, but I was DJing more. I had the illest book bag, the illest DJ book bag. You know, I had my headbands going. I had the illest T-shirts, and now, you know, I'm doing more of my music, my personal music, which has a big Caribbean influence, which has just like a big influence from Brooklyn, period. So I guess it's how I envision myself now in the videos and just how I dress every day.
How do you feel in this area of being at Bread and Butter? Because like it's more fashion, and then artists who are like involved in this fashion area play at their festivals. So how's your relation to that?
Well, I mean, in New York, just being in New York the last like 6 years or so, we've seen so many different trends happen and so many different like movements and style. And I've always been somewhat a part of something doing with style. I had like my own clothing line at the time. I work with these dudes out there called Street Etiquette, which is like a men's lifestyle website. So it's cool to just bridge that gap between the music and the style together. And Joey's trying to, is making the bread and butter event more of that festival feel with the fashion side. So it was cool to be a part of this one, and it was the 10th anniversary.
So you were talking about street etiquette. What's the deal about that?
Well, it's two cats from the Bronx who had a blog just putting up clothes and stuff that they like, and it just gradually started to get a following and started to build its own like culture and own following as far as like the way they dress, the way that they even post up things that they wear. It's not just like this brand, this clothes, like a history behind it and like where it originated or who made it famous or whatever. So that's kind of like in the States and over here as well. It's kind of a theme that's happening now, where it's like people are doing more history about where the style and the fashion comes from.
So what is your part in this blog?
Oh, well, those are my homies, man. We did a video called Sartorial Sounds, which was like it was me and a few other musicians and poets. We all got together to just create a song in 2 days in the studio, and that was like the main thing that I've done with them. But other than that, we also doing events, hopefully bringing it over here. We're bringing it to the West Coast in the U.S. now, and down south, and then over here as well.
So now, how's it like the fashion clothes trend? Do you follow that, or do you use their advice to dress yourself? Or?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like everybody's style. I feel like style is kind of different than fashion, because fashion is more of like who you're wearing, and style is more of like just expressing yourself. Like, I'm from Brooklyn, Flatbush. Both my parents are Jamaican. I mean, come on. Got the dreadlocks, I got the shirt, it's like it's just coming out, you know what I'm saying? That's more style, it's like who you are. And yeah.
So do you express like your fashion sense into your music, or is it?
I don't know, I think I might have shouted out like my Sebagos once ever, but I've never done I never made songs about like what I wear. I don't know. I keep that for the videos. I just express myself in the style and the looks of the videos. I guess that's where you could really see how I dress. Yeah.
So what is the latest item you got?
This actually, I got this from a store out here called I feel like it was called La Fille or something like that. There's a cool dude there named Muhammad, and he had this great jewelry. And this is one of the pieces I got. He said that it was from, I believe, Senegal. And he does something over there with kids where he has them create things with the materials that's around, and they ship it here. And I guess a portion of the money he makes goes back to them. So it's kind of like a cycle. And that was cool. I just bought like a whole bunch of stuff from there. So this is like my latest thing.
So is there when you dress like that, you want to represent your roots because you're Jamaican born? Not born, or was it born?
No, I was born in Brooklyn, but I've been back and forth to Jamaica since I was a kid. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an expression of me and where I'm at the moment. I mean, if I start doing gospel music next year, I'm gonna look like a preacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look like how I feel. Right now I just feel like like this guy, like Bob Marley.
So it's all good now. Okay, so let's talk about your heritage. You grew up in Brooklyn a lot, and you were influenced by your parents and all that. How does it reflect on your music?
Well, just the vibe of my music is always to have people dance, have people have a good time. Even when I perform, I don't always just like perform my songs the way it's on the track. I usually remix it, or I'll drop a different song. It's more like a DJ aspect to it. It's like I always have a a feeling of like I want the crowd to be dancing. I always want to have some motion, even if they're not looking at me and they're just dancing in the corner. It's all good, and that definitely comes from being in Brooklyn and being around the barbecues and the carnivals and stuff like that. Yeah.
So is that your DJ background basically? Because you want to dance and not.
Yeah. That definitely is because from when I was young, I started out doing music and writing my own music. But when I started DJing and feeling that connection with the crowd, like I could control the crowd, I could like play this song and then that song, and I know they're gonna get hype and then they're gonna put their hands up, and then I drop this song here. So it's kind of like that same feeling when I perform. I want to have that same freedom and control over the crowd. Yeah.
So basically, you got a lot of influence by how you grew up. But are there artists or genres or whatever you got your influence from?
Yeah, I mean, my influence has always changed though. It's crazy. But definitely artists like Alicia Keys, Jimi Hendrix, of course, Bob Marley, of course, Eminem as well, big influence. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Basquiat and people like that as well.
So, because you just mentioned kind of like more. I don't want to say new school or anything, but like more not like the old school rappers from like Rakim or whatever. Is that part of you too?
Yeah, man. I mean, of course, if you want to go back, Big Daddy Kane. Like, if I'm from Brooklyn, I have to be inspired by him. He inspired Biggie. He inspired Jay. Definitely Rakim. Nas. He's not old school, but Nas as well. I guess he's old school to young cats, but to me, yeah, I remember like cutting school, leaving school early so I could go buy It Was Written, and me and my friend just listened to it all day. So yeah, I guess that makes me old school.
So you remix a lot. Let's put it like that, and it's always a lot of people know you from your remixes. So how did this happen? How did you get on like the remixing track? Is it your passion or is it your front runner basically?
Well, what happened is just producing and sampling music. I would always hear stuff in the new music I was listening to that I was like, I would sample that. But I guess it was like this unwritten rule years ago that you didn't really sample new music as if it was old music. Like you only sampled old records, and I just started sampling those new records, and then that kind of got me into actually remixing a whole record or remixing a track, and yeah, that's how that came about. Did
you expect like for example the Maxwell album that it gets so much credit?
Nah, I did not, man. I just heard the album, it was ill. I just heard so many sounds and landscapes and soundscapes, and I just sampled it and made a whole beat tape, and it got a lot of love from my friends and the websites. But when Maxwell started tweeting about it and he hit me up personally about it, like, yo, this is ill, that's when I was like, wow. And then a few months after, Sony bought one of the remixes that I did, and I was like, I paid off like a whole bunch of my school debts and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
So I guess you did go to college then?
Yeah, I did.
What for?
Yeah. I went to City Tech, which is in downtown Brooklyn. Then I went to the Institute of Audio Research, graduated from there. And I don't know, I just decided to take my music very serious and take this path serious and, put all my energy into what I really wanted to do.
Did you think it helped studying?
Yeah, man. I mean, it helped with the discipline, but in college I wasn't focused because it wasn't my passion. So I would just pass the tests, pass the class, and that'd be it. Like I wouldn't really retain a lot of it. But when I went to like the Institute of Audio Research, I retained all of that knowledge and then brought that into what I do now. So I mean, what I got from school was definitely the discipline and the hard work it takes to get to the next level.
You've been here in Berlin a little longer now, and did you work on some new stuff, or did you just take a vacation?
No, I did. I wrote. I've been writing a lot for my next project, and I produced a few remixes while I've been out here. Yeah, that's about it. I just want to take most of the time to be inspired.
Okay, so I just saw on the blog there's a new video on, which is Breakers Berlin.
Yeah, it's called With You, Berlin, and it features a lot of the women that came out to see me perform at Bread and Butter, and that was just around at Bread and Butter, and it's a beautiful video.
I bet. So, what is the next project about? Do you want to talk about that?
Well, my last project, More Merch, has been doing like very well. Shouts to that little kid. And so I'm just like, I'm touring now and doing more shows so people could see the live performance of my music that I've been creating. But next up is just a few beat tapes and instrumental projects, and maybe next year I'll have like an official new album. But for now it's just shows and more beats and production.
So as a producer, did you ever think like doing like a project with a rapper you really like, for example, like Nines Wonder did with Buckshot or something like that?
Yeah, I definitely would like to do. I did something like that with an artist on my label called Farah. She's an ill female MC from Brooklyn. But I would definitely want to do something like that with an artist out here, like a Wiley or something. I don't know. That'd be dope.
So maybe you should shout out to some of the rappers out there. Maybe they're watching and then get back at you.
Yo, man, hit me up. Yo, my email is... I don't want to give you my email. Nah. Hit me out, yo. Submit music to info@MeLo-X.com. Just holla at me, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So is there anything else you want to like shout out to Berlin, to the world, or whatever?
Yo, man, shout out to Berlin and to the great time I've had here. Shout out to the Club Mate. Drink of choice for me in Berlin. And yeah, man, I'll be back. I'll definitely be back again in the summer, not when it's cold. You will not see me when it's cold over here. But summertime, I will be back and we'll have more fun. Yeah.
All right, sounds awesome. Okay, thank you for taking time. Really appreciate it. Okay, peace out, guys.
Took her panties off, but kept her legs elevated. Kissed her down low, then deeply penetrated. Made her come with no hesitation. When I'm up in the show, dedication. Focus, you know this, baby girl, my mind be all in it like meditation. Got my brain on your frame, hands on your thighs, let the climax rise. Every touch is so divine, even for the first time. The passion is no surprise. Now we becoming lovers, trust for one another, so we ain't using no rubbers. Like skin on skin, goddamn, getting up in it, I hope it don't end. When I get done, we back at it again, and when I get home, telling my friends that she was the best I ever had. Working on the future, so let's let go of our past. Don't worry about the others that we've had, cause me and you together make the